The Democrat coalition is unraveling and Biden is politically collapsing. That is exactly what we're seeing unfolding right before our very eyes. We're going to see the liberal media publishing panicked pieces warning Democrats that their coalition is irreparably fracturing and Trump is thoroughly on his way to re-election. You are not going to want to miss this. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. If you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, if you would, please share this video with friends and family. We are once again being unfortunately suppressed by big tech, so I need your help to get the hopeful message of this channel out to as many people as possible. We have two major developments going on right now with regard to the fledgling Biden campaign fiasco. We got a collapse in support among non-white voters, who are, of course, the core of the Democratic Party, and we've got third-party challenges from the left that are siphoning off an even deeper percentage of the Democrat vote. These two dynamics are forming a kind of perfect storm that promises to decisively sink the Biden presidency. Look at this from the Washington Post. If this isn't panic, I don't know what is. The radical leftist disguised as journalists over at the Post just came out and admitted that Trump is seeing levels of minority support no Republican has reached in half a century. They found that across 5 high-quality polls in the past month, Trump is averaging an astonishing 20% support among black voters and an unprecedented 42% support among Latino voters. So make sure you get what the Post just did there. They're cross-referencing a number of different polls from different outlets and agencies, each using different methods, different weighting systems, and the like. And yet, all 5 of these polls corroborate the same conclusion. They're all corroborating the fact that Trump has amassed support among minority voters that no Republican has seen in half a century. At the very same time, indeed, the necessary correlate of that surge in support, Biden is hemorrhaging support among minorities. The New York Times just published a panic piece. Get this. Their analysis concluded that Biden's polling numbers among black and Hispanic Democrats are the worst since the Walter Mondale presidential debacle in 1984. Democrat analysts haven't seen this low support for a Democrat presidential candidate among blacks and Latinos since Mondale. I mean, gang, this is the trend that we've been following for months now. The non-white working class are defecting away from Biden in record numbers, and they're all going to Trump. Biden's too old, he's too senile, he's too out of touch, too far removed from the Democrats' traditional non-white constituency. When all is said and done, Biden is politically imploding. I mean, literally right before our very eyes. And the legacy media is admitting it. Both the Times and the Post, the twin standard bearers of the woke regime, are both sounding the alarm that Biden is politically collapsing. But if you thought that was bad, it only gets worse. Now we're seeing more and more third-party candidates on the left promising to siphon off even more votes from Biden in such a way that promises to spell electoral disaster in 2024. Wait until you see this. But first, gang, are you struggling with stiff or aching joints? Well, whether your pain is chronic or temporary, I've got a natural solution you're going to love. It's called Joint Support by Pure Health Research, and this stuff is amazing. It contains 7 of Mother Nature's best superfoods for supporting healthy and flexible joints. It can promote healthy joint lubrication, making it easier to move in comfort. It even promotes healthy cartilage growth, and it takes just 1 small capsule of joint support every day to start feeling the positive effects. And as a courageous Patriot listener of this channel, you can try Joint Support risk-free today and get a free 30-day supply of omega-3 when you take advantage of this special offer. Just click on that link below or head on over to getjointhelp.com/Turley to order Joint Support and claim your free bottle of omega-3 while supplies last. Click on that link below right now. A new Quinnipiac poll found nearly half of U.S. voters, approximately 47%, would consider voting for a third-party candidate in the next presidential election, a percentage that is disproportionately affecting bumbling Biden. And as establishment Democrats absolutely panicked, according to an analysis from 538, if a rematch were to occur between Biden and Trump, together with the emergence of a third-party candidate, that would spell, in 538's words, a nightmare scenario for Biden. And that's precisely because all the third-party challenges are coming from the left, the disaffected left. So look at this. Democrat strategist James Carville, right? Serpent head, as Rush would call him. He's calling the third-party challenge by Cornel West nothing short of a threat to the constitutional order. I mean, it's insane. West, of course, is a far-left populist whose third-party campaign is gaining a lot of traction, so much so the Democrats are openly fearful that West's campaign could have a drastically detrimental effect on Biden's re-election by splitting the left. But it's not just West. Now Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is suggesting that he's considering running as a third party or independent candidate if he fails to secure the Democratic nomination. And of course, this is because the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, they are actively working to deliberately thwart his candidacy and rig the primaries. Kennedy's doing very well in New Hampshire, and he may pull it off there. He may pull off a win. Biden came in 5th in New Hampshire back in 2020. And so to make sure they avoid another embarrassment like that, the DNC is putting the South Carolina primary ahead of New Hampshire. And they're engaging in a whole host of dishonest tactics. And so RFK is like, fine, then I'll find other options. If I'm not going to get a fair shake in the Democratic nomination, then I'll launch my own campaign. But it's not just West. It's not just RFK. A recent Monmouth poll found that 16% of voters would vote for Joe Manchin if he ran third party. That's almost as high as Ross Perot's 20% back in 1992, stealing the election from George Herbert Walker Bush. And this comes on the heels of Manchin headlining a third-party gathering known as No Labels in New Hampshire, fueling speculation that he may indeed challenge President Joe Biden as a third-party presidential candidate in 2024, coming from the center-left. Manchin has thus far refused to endorse Bumbling Biden, and he's also refused to rule out a third-party challenge. And so the fact that he attended not just a political event in New Hampshire, but one that deliberately aims to provide an alternative to Joe Biden is huge, to say the least. The ultra-leftists over it, again at the New York Times, they're getting very nervous, very nervous. They ran a piece with the headline, Joe Manchin has a lot of explaining to do. Why are you going to New Hampshire? Why are you hinting at a possible presidential run? Why are you risking putting Donald Trump back in office by splitting the Democrat vote? You got a lot to answer for, Mr. Manchin. So these two dynamics, the hemorrhaging of minority voters from the Democratic Party and the rise of left-wing third-party candidates, threatens to completely unravel the Democrat coalition and sink any chance that Biden has for re-election. Now you can see why the liberal media is absolutely freaking out.
Hey gang, I know what it's like to feel alone out there in these turbulent times, but I broke free. If you too have been looking for a community with like-minded patriots who are serious about resisting globalism, building a parallel economy, and having intelligent and deep fellowship on a regular basis, then you've come to the right place. In my Courageous Patriot Insiders community, we're building a close-knit movement of, by, and for patriots who are breaking free from the outrage and despair cycles of the mainstream media and taking on the fight against globalism. Every week, I deep dive into the content I can't share on big tech and give you the cliff notes on the truth of how patriots just like you are building up their communities, starting patriot businesses, and fighting the woke in both public and private. All with a few history and political lessons from yours truly, of course. If you want to stop feeling alone as a patriot and stand together with this fast-growing community, be sure to click on the link in the description below. Don't wait. Join me and my Patriot Coalition today, and let's get fighting.